So, now that Delusional is getting off of this tram back to Cataris, he'll be making his way to the Green Emmy Central Unit Room, grabbing the Morph Ball. This game kind of breaks the traditional Metroid, and just like in general Metroid game, not just the 2D games, but the Metroid game formula of giving you Morph Ball and bombs relatively quickly. This game doesn't give you Morph Ball until about 20 minutes in like this, and it doesn't give you bombs for another like 6 or 7 minutes, so. Our runners once again high-fiving. A lot of high fives thus far. That's how you can tell that this race is extraordinarily close right now. Delusional not going for Professor Stupid, don't blame him one bit. Professor Stupid's one of those infamous tricks where it loses time on this split, but saves time on the next. So, kind of a pick your poison thing, because it's also ridiculously difficult. Great job, Grub, trusting his instincts right there. 2057 for Delusional right there. And about a 21:20 for Grub. So about, again, still that 23-ish seconds separating the runners. This is really looking to be a close race tonight, you guys. I'm really happy that I'm able to do the commentary for this. This is looking to be a good one. Delusional will opt to grab these this Missile Plus pack before this red teleporter. A lot of runners choose to grab it for Kraid. It makes the Kraid fight significantly less RNG heavy, because you do have those 10 extra missiles. I personally find them to be better for the Drog fight later on, the Drog fight and the robot fight immediately afterwards. Just having those extra 10 missiles really helps out a lot. Not to say that they don't work for Kraid, but yeah, just in my experience with this category, they do help a little bit more with the Drog. And of course, Drog is going to be one of those big, heavy points in this run for both of these runners. But we can talk more about that later. Delusional's heading into the, what's it called? The Varia suit at the moment. Ooh, unfortunate getting scammed right there on Delusional's part, but it's okay. Good Varia Gauntlet so far from Delusional. Grub starting his right now. Ooh, unfortunately doesn't get that shot off. Alright, both runners once again high-fiving. All right, so both runners are at the red teleporter now, heading back to Cataris. So they'll be going to fight Kraid now. The thing about Kraid is he has a little bit of RNG in him. Depending on the cycle that he gives you, the fight can go swimmingly or it can go really, really bad. So we'll see how the Kraid fight treats Delusional. I don't know if Delusional goes for the IWJs, the infinite wall jumps, in the Kraid fight. I know Grub does. So we'll see if how these fights work out for both of these runners. Also, I'd like to take the opportunity to ask the chat room, do we have any jammers in the chat right now? Alright, Delusional starting his raid fight. Really good use of the charge missiles from Delusional. Really good use of the charge missiles. Impressive, Delusional. Grub not far behind, starting his fight right now. He is going for the IWJs. Does get up in 5. Impressive. Alright, I did not know that Delusional was working on those, so that's good to see. Alright, Grub does get up in 6. He had a little bit of a gravity ball to start that, but was able to break out of it. Oh, Delusional fell somehow. Okay. Okay, it's getting some lucky RNG with the Kraid spikes. Ooh, Grub taking the lead on Delusional right now. Yep, this is what I was saying. This fight can go a couple of different ways. You can either get some really good RNG patterns or just horrendous. Of course, falling off didn't do Delusional any favors, so that's an unfortunate loss for him. Grub is taking a small lead heading back to Dyren, though. The runners will be going through Dyren, again, just momentarily heading back to Artaria to grab the grapple beam. Welcome in all of the new runners. Or not runners, everyone new join in chat. This is a very close race so far between Grubdog and DelusionalPrince. Delusional has had the lead for most of the race so far, but of course Kraid is Kraid. So Grub has a small lead now, headed to the grapple beam. The runners have already high-fived like 5-ish times, so that's how you know that this is a very close race. Boy, oh boy, this is a close race. This is enjoyable. .2856 touch for Grub. So yeah, about 10 seconds separating the runners right now. That's crazy. So I'm gonna mention this now because it's just movement until the runners get there. The runners are going to be heading back up now to grab their bombs. In order to grab their bombs, they're going to be heading through an Emmy section in Dairin, where, depending on the RNG of the yellow Emmy, they will have a chance to either do the optimal movement to get through the room, or will have to pause for a bit in the Phantom Cloak. The Phantom Cloak obviously is invisible, or makes Samus invisible to the Emmys. They kind of just go, oh wait, I thought I heard something. So we'll see if they, we'll see how the rooms, excuse me, turn out for the runners, and if they are able to execute the movement or not. Right, Grub not fallen into the lava, that's good. Delusional, same, not fallen in. A little bit of a hiccup from Grub. When the race is this close, it's one of those hiccups that you unfortunately don't want to see. I don't think this is the optimal movement for Grub, so he'll have to... Oh, it wasn't for the optimal for Delusional either, but Delusional's movement was a little bit cleaner because he didn't enter Morph Ball, so even closer now. No Dark Room pseudo from either of these runners. I'm gonna have to ask Ed to teach me that pseudo. That's a spicy pseudo. Both runners activating the second generator. I think Delusional got his open. I don't know if Grub did, or vice versa. Oh, and neither of them got it. Okay, I stand corrected. $31.26 for Grub, and $31.30 for Delusional. So there's about 5 seconds separating these runners right now, everyone. This is a close one, to say the least. So both of these runners will now be entering. It's just movement again until we get there. So both of these runners will now be heading to Barenia 1. Barenia 1 has a trick in it called Backdoor Flash, where the runners go and grab the Flash Shift, one of the most important movement items in the game. So once they have Flash Shift, we basically never stop using it. Oh my goodness! Did Delusional get hole-in-one? Delusional slightly far ahead now, taking the lead off of the hole-in-one. I think he got a hole-in-one. But the thing about this trick is, it is one of those tricks where it saves about 7 to 8 seconds if you do it first try. If you don't, you can potentially fall into a cycle. So this race looks very close right now. We'll see how that changes after Backdoor Flash. Both runners do have a Grapple Beam, so they could elect to forego Backdoor Flash and take the 7 to 8 second loss and go underneath if Backdoor Flash doesn't necessarily end up working out. But I do believe that both of these runners will be going for BTF. So again, we'll see how these we'll see how this happens. Ooh, Delusional getting scammed by the vacuum. Grub once again taking a very slight lead. This is nuts. Ooh, Grub electing for the safer strat. Delusional just going on through. So, once again, the lead changes. Delusional only ahead right now by a little tiny bit. So, here we go. Backdoor Flash. Delusional is through. So is Grub. Wow! I believe that is a first try backdoor flash for both runners. So now we'll be going into these pseudo wave shots to take out these blobs underneath. Delusional getting them. We're getting the first one. Grub gets his. And Delusional gets his. All right. First try from both of them on Delusional's part and from Grub. Grub taking a little bit of time to set up his water bomb jump. $35.16 button press for Delusional. $35.20 for Grubdog. Holy moly. 4 seconds right now separating the runners as they head to the yellow Emmy to take out the yellow Emmy and grab the speed booster. Both of these runners will now head to the speed booster. The speed booster does have some bit of tech to it, not really though. The kill, I should say, not the actual item itself. Ooh, a flash shift got cancelled on Grub's part. That's unfortunate. Really good use of these charge missiles from Delusional. They're saving a good bit of time at the moment. Okay, both runners kill the yellow Emmy. $37.22 for Delusional. It looks like a 28 for Grubdog. So slightly more time that Delusional has built, but not by much. These runners will be heading to Ferenian now. A little brief... Ooh, Delusional not able to... A little bit of a hiccup on the way to these energy tanks. I believe both runners will grab it. Delusional will be grabbing it, so will Grub. Delusional not able to get the flash chain. Neither does Grub. Both of the runners will be heading to Ferenian now to deal with the Quiet Robe fight before heading back to Barenia 2 for some more boss action. Grub might have picked up some few seconds on Delusional there. That flash chain actually loses time, so he might have picked up a little bit of time there on Delusional. Alright, this is another one of those fights that has the tendency to be very RNG reliant, so we'll see if the RNG treats the runners well. Oh no! Grub loses the spark! That is unfortunate. Ooh, did that work? It did work, okay. So Delusional makes it out of the fight. Oh, and Grub's getting memed by this boss. With the iframes, oh no. Yep, that's how this boss tends to go sometimes. So Delusional is going to have a slightly more cushiony lead. 45 exit in. O2 exit in. So about another 15-ish seconds. So again, both of these runners will now be heading to... Interesting. I know what Delusional was trying to do, but I don't know if it was if it makes this speed keep easier or not. Both of these runners will now be heading to Berenia 2. This is going to be a very crucial moment of this run, because they are going to be fighting Dragaiga, this water boss that is skipped in basically every other category other than all bosses and, of course, glitchless categories. But other than all bosses, of course. Grog does have a one-cycle kill on it. It's not hard by any means, but it is very technical. So, unfortunately, the thing about this kill is, as we see a very nice hole-in-one from Grubdog, the thing about this kill is that it's very... If you don't get it, there's no other way to put it, you lose time. You get screwed over because you lose time. Drog's cycle between one cycle and a two-cycle kill is about 20 seconds, depending on if you're able to do everything correctly, he doesn't hit you at all, etc., etc. So this is going to be a very important moment of this race coming up. So we'll see if Delusional, he'll be getting there first, very likely. We'll see if Delusional is able to get a one-try, or a one-cycle Drog kill. And as Grub enters Berenia 2, we'll see if Grub is able to kill Drog in one go. Good job from Delusional, bailing out of the speed keep, knows he failed it. Good keep from Delusional. Ooh, nice damage boost from Delusional, actually. Oh, somehow fails the speed keep. Oh, not good on Delusional's part. Unfortunate. Oh, I understand what he was trying to do. That's why he went back. He went too early. So, Grub has the speed keep. Alright, Grub back in the lead, so we'll see if he is able to take out this kill. Good luck to these runners. Again, not a hard kill, but a very technical one. Grub looks good. Ooh, they both get a one cycle. Let's go. All right. So, Berenia Tower now. And they both get up. Oh my goodness. Grub's holding on by frames at this point. This is great. What a race. So another robot soldier fight going to be happening momentarily. This is going to be also a big moment in this run with the runners so close together. The RNG that this robot gives is going to be kind of dependent on the race. Grub going for a safer farm strat, doesn't feel like he had the health to do it. Delusional, meanwhile, going into the fight with the more health from the fight. Ooh, not what you like to see if you're Grub. He can botch this, okay? So Delusional takes the lead in this race, gets out of the fight first. Grub fails a speed, a flash shift chain. Ooh, gets kind of memed by the energy, or not the energy, the tunnel right there. This is like the 15th or so lead change, by the way, in this race. This is this game's not very old, and this is only the second tournament of it, but this is looking to be one of those races of all time so far. 45-16 for Delusional. About a 21 for Grub. So again, about 5 or 6 seconds because of that boss fight. Alright, so heading into Elune now. Elune is this like quarantine section of ZDR. This is why Samus is called to the planet in the first place, because of a threat of X-parasites. This is where they all are. So this is mostly for story purposes. However, the plasma beam is here, which we will be grabbing before we leave the area. Of course, we will also be releasing the X-parasites as well. From this moment on, this game is now Metroid Fusion 2, Electric Boogaloo. Ledge grab from Delusional. Ooh, got some good RNG in the worst room in the game. Nice. Ooh, Grub did too. $47.15 for Delusional. $47.21 for Grub. 22, I'm sorry. So again, only that 6 or 7 seconds right now. This has been by far the closest race of the tournament so far. Good keep from Delusional. Ooh, Grub fails the spark into the eye door. Unfortunate. Not what you want to see. Both of these runners are not using turbo, so this is their natural mash with missiles like weaved in here and there. But this is what the runners are using for these fights. Delusional, a little bit of a larger lead because of the eye door shenanigans from Grub. So they will now be heading to the Ice Emmy. The thing about the Ice Emmy is that this Emmy is also fairly notorious for killing runs at this point in the run. So a really clean speed keep that is easier to mess up than it appears. Speed keep to the blue Emmy into the CU. But the runners will have to be careful that when they get to the CU room, that the Emmy is not sitting there waiting for them. The Emmy has the potential to sit there and wait, and if you're not careful, if you're not quick enough and know what to do, then the Emmy will catch you, and you're not able to basically do anything from there. Good keep from Delusional. Knew the Emmy was right up on top of him. Grub, meanwhile, is starting this keep right now. Fails the rest of the keep, but the Emmy was in a lot more of a favorable spot for him, so... Okay, so Delusional's not getting... Delusional got some good RNG from the blue Emmy. Wasn't waiting for him right there. Ooh, does get the good RNG, or the good moment. Delusional setting up this blue Emmy kill now. Grub gonna be charging or getting out of the C room to begin his. Alright, Delusional is through. After this run, or after this kill, I should say, the runners will start to make their way towards the spin boost. You do need the spin boost in this run compared to the space jump. Oh my goodness, and Grub misses his shot! Really good recovery, but that is unfortunate. Wow, okay. Anyway, activating the spin boost is crucial to one of these kills coming up. So the runners are on their way to this spin boost item right now. The thing about this item, though, is that it's quicker to do a glitch known as ledge warping. Oh my goodness, Delusional got it first try! So the thing with this trick is that the runners can't unmorph from the position that they're in, otherwise they will lose the ledge warp. So Delusional was able to get it first try. Grub third try. And if you do it correctly, that's what happens. It's about a 25-second save. Oh, Grub! Whoa, he unmorphed as he was coming up. Ooh, Delusional. I think that he's the first one that's been able to get that keep so far in this tournament. But unfortunately, that is about a 25-second loss for Grub, so this is now a slightly more commanding lead for Delusional at this point in the run. You're able to see as Delusional's heading towards the gravity suit and Grub is still barely fighting this this soldier. You're able to see just how much of a difference that ledge warp is ending up making. Grub also will not be electing to do this speed keep, just going to be trying to get out of here. Still plenty of run left. Grubdog is not out of it at all yet, but at this point, Delusional has a very comfy lead. However, not to discredit Delusional, after the after getting the gravity suit, is where Grub should feel slightly more comfortable as a hundo runner. $54.30 for Delusional grabbing the gravity. Good gravity puzzle from Grub. Delusional is on his way down to Artaria, Frozen Artaria. Really fun movement-heavy section Frozen Artaria is, but there are two bosses in this section. There's a robot, there's a Chozo soldier, and then of course Z57 in Frozen Cataris. So because of the mistakes and the RNG from Grub, a lot of it was that ledge warp. He is about a minute and 10 seconds behind at this point. So nothing that insurmountable that he can't come back from. However, Delusional, again, has a pretty comfy lead heading into the later stages of this run. Still a lot of runs left. There's still Z57, there is still Golzuna, and there is still the endgame gauntlet. But a minute and 10 at this point is rough to come back from. It doesn't matter who you are. Good iframes from Delusional. Grub is meanwhile making his way to Frozen Artaria now. Good movement from it, Delusional. Little stutter heading up right there. Grub, meanwhile, entering this fight right now. Really clean from Delusional. Really good Frozen Artaria. We'll see how his Z57 ends up, because again, Z57 is one of those boss fights that can be really good or just not very kind, depending on the RNG he gives you. So. I have no faith, Pizza? I have all the faith. Grub having to take a backup speed keep. So Delusional's fight starts off pretty poorly. Z57 gives him some bad RNG to start. Yo, welcome in Gamer Ross to this race between DelusionalPrince and Grubdog. It's been very, very close, but unfortunately due to Grub losing his ledge warp and then some fickle RNG patterns, he's a little bit behind now. This has been a very entertaining race thus far, though. Grub's going to be starting his fight now, as Delusional is going to be exiting Caterus. Unfrozen. Delusional is looking really good right now. Delusional's looking like he might be on a PB pace, though. This is looking really good. As I check, yes, Delusional is looking to be on PB pace. So, with that being said, grabbing his screw attack right now. Grub leaving Caterus. That's true, Ross. That's true. He might have to skip a boss. We might have to get him to skip Ravenbeak. That might be what puts him over the top. Delusional heading back to Barenia to get the Barenia twins out of the way. Grub, meanwhile, heading back to Artaria to grab the screw attack. Good spark from Delusional. Meanwhile, Grub grabs the screw attack. Ooh, not super good RNG on this twins fight from Delusional. Still able to take them both out at relatively the same time, but that fight could have been cleaner. Again, it's just one of those RNG factors. Delusional was the higher seed. Yes, correct, Chaff. Delusional ended up being the higher seed by a little bit. Ooh, Grub. Failing the speed keep up there. Unfortunate. Alright, here we go into Golzuna. Delusional going for the figure 8 kill. Ooh, close. Close. That almost didn't work. Good kill from Delusional. Very close, though. Now we're going through the crossbomb puzzle. Right, Grub's going to be entering his Golzuna fight now as well. Delusional is heading to Cataris. Or to Hanubia, I'm sorry. Ooh, Grub barely fails the figure 8, unfortunately. He's going to have to go for an alternate strat. Oh, and he fails the store as well. Just barely failing the store. The Grub ends up grabbing the cross bombs now. Delusional heading back to Ferenia. So this is what was a very, very close race, but again, unfortunately, due to some of the boss RNG instances, coupled with a failed glitch on Grub's part, the failed ledge warp, just barely morph in a little bit too early out of the ledge warp, culminated in all of his time lost to Delusional at the moment. Ooh, again, something to keep in mind. This Wave Beam Emmy is blind, so Delusional was very much seen right there. Until, of course, he gets seen again. But was very much seen right there. But the Emmy is blind, so... Delusional is going to be entering, well, a little bit of non-optimal movement there, but Delusional is going to be entering SQ now to grab the storm missiles. Ooh, ends up failing the crossbomb up, so not going to have the best... Oh, I stand corrected. He's still somehow, some way, going to get an optimal core kill, despite the failing the full kill. So, silver linings, I guess, for Delusional. Grub entering this frozen section of Ferenia right now. Oh no, Grub also failing his speed keep. That is unfortunate. Delusional, entering the Ferenia Twins. Gets some bad RNG to start. Is able to make the best of it, though. Has a clean kill after the bad start. I think he got a mid fast. Thank you, Ross. Grub goes for the, unfortunately doesn't get the 2-cycle, gets a 3-cycle SQ fight. And what's interesting about the movement that Delusional is doing right now as well, because the game thinks at this point you have Speed Booster, so it's going to be doing this movement, but it's like, it's possible to get up here kind of a thing, but it's very hard. You saw what Delusional G's had to do in order to get up there, so. So Delusional will now be going for this this wave beam kill. I think he does do the optimal method, so we'll see what he how he goes about this. Waiting for the Emmy now. You can only miss 4 shots. It is possible to plant kill this Emmy just like the Artario one. However, you do need to only miss about 4-ish shots, otherwise it doesn't end up working. And you have to jump like Delusional did there. Looks like he will get this kill though. And he does. Grub, again, not far behind, but it's starting to look like there's not enough time to catch up. Barring, like, a death during the boss gauntlet, potentially. $110.34 for Delusional on the Wave Beam acquisition. Delusional does get this quick optimal movement. You can only do that, well, not can only do that, but doing that is only faster with the spin boost. So if you're thinking of doing that with Space Jump, it is unfortunately slower with Space Jump, because with Space Jump you obviously jump higher. Your base jump becomes higher. Good movement from Grub. It looks like he was able to plant that. He will go for the kill now. That should be a little bit of a time save. But Delusional is entering this endgame boss gauntlet now. The red Chozo Soldier, the gold Soldier, and of course Ravenbeak himself. There's a 110.34 on Delusional's acquisition, looking like it's going to be a 111.51. About 1:20 separating the runners right now. So yeah, Grub unfortunately needs a couple of deaths at this point. It just goes to show how wild some of these tricks are in this route. You can imagine if both runners hadn't done the if Atom Skip hadn't been so close, if it had or if the Drog kill, if both runners hadn't one cycle the Drog. Good movement from Grub, entering the red soldier fight. Delusional, meanwhile, good movements. Could potentially... Ooh, he's gonna go for the powerbomb farm, so he doesn't get the powerbomb scam. Ooh, very interesting jump from Delusional. So Delusional entering the Gold Soldier fight. Grub gets power bombs now as Delusional's finishing this Gold Soldier. Grub goes for the guaranteed farm strat. Unfortunately, it doesn't end up working out. And he does still get powerbomb scammed. Delusional is going to be making his way towards the towards Itarash, where Ravenbeak is waiting for him. Nice flash shift from Grub, entering the gold soldier fight. Delusional, meanwhile, getting ready to enter Ravenbeak. Good parries from Grub. We'll see how Delusional's Ravenbeak fight goes right now. Goes for the 1-round storms and gets gold skip. Good. We'll see how his phase 2 goes. Delusional is weaving on Ravenbeak. Wow. It doesn't look like this weave is necessarily working out for him, though. Looks like he's still trying to find it. Good weave, though. So we'll see how phase 3 beat goes. Gets a sun not too pretty quickly. So not the greatest phase 3 RNG for Delusional. Ends up getting a counter. Ooh, he ends up taking the counter. Okay, so that's going to be a small loss from Delusional. Ravenbeak will be dead when he comes out of the counter, but... Meanwhile, Grub entering Ravenbeak now. Goes for the 1-round storms and also gets gold skip. Just a damage check on Delusional's side, so now he'll go into one of the hardest sections of the game, straight up, in the Spin Boost Escape. Meanwhile, Grub is entering phase 3 Ravenbeak. Ooh, Grub flubs a counter, unfortunately, in phase 3. Delusional making his way towards the end-in sequences of this escape. Good movement so far. Good choice on Grub's end to not get rid of the sun. Knows that Ravenbeak is about to die. One of the hardest rooms with the Spin Boost Escape. Ooh, flubs the final spark, but is going to be winning the race with a final race time of 1:19.10. Delusional is going to end up winning this race. GG's Delusional. Grub, meanwhile, going to be entering the final escape. It ended up being a very close race. Again, it's pretty much at this point separated by the final escape. But again, just goes to show you how close these runners were during the early stages of this. There was literally 15-ish lead changes during the course of this race. But at the end of the day, DelusionalPrince is going to be coming out on top. Oh no, unfortunately Grub's just gonna try and do the escape again. Unfortunately, I don't really blame him. Unfortunate ending for Grubdog, but sometimes it just be like that. Sometimes this escape is really hard with spin boost, so. We'll see about getting both of these runners in for an interview after the end of the race. And with a final time of 1:21:54, Grub's gonna come in second. Very great race. Very entertaining race between the two of them. So again, we'll try to get both of the runners in for commentary afterwards, and like a little interview after, I should say, and we'll see if how that goes. All right. Hello, Delusional.
Hey.
GG on your run. I'm trying to see if Grub wants to do an interview as well.
Yeah,
he said
sure.
yes, so he'll be in here momentarily. So we'll try and wait on that. All right, so we have DelusionalPrince and Grubdog in the for an exit game or end of game interview kind of a thing. GG's to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Yo, GG's, dude. 119 in a race. Absolute mad lad. Great time. Good race.
It is a really good time in a race, so it is Delusional for sure. come a long way since the first times that I watched you run, and of course from even just at the start of the wanting to like decide to do the ABNMG tourney to now. You've come a long way. So really proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
What's it called? I wanted to mention it to you guys because I don't know if either of you had the restream up, but this was by far in the short history of this game, in only 2 tournaments kind of a thing, but this was by far one of the closest races up until about gravity that the game has ever seen. There were multiple lead changes, multiple, like, you guys high-fived each other at like 6 or 7 different points. Like, it was a very, very tight race, and I just wanted to ask you guys your thoughts on it.
Nice.
You're-
I had no idea. I had a feeling like at Ledge Warp I was gonna be screwed, but I was feeling pretty good. I wasn't watching it, but I had a really good crate. I was like 40 seconds up on my PB then, and I was just trying to focus.
That was one of the first times that you took the lead over Delusional. You built up a really like
Right.
15-ish second lead after Kraid, so that was a good recovery in that fight. But yeah, it was ridiculously close.
Yeah, I had
for
it.
quite a while.
I had it up, and I was glancing every once in a while just to kind of gauge, and I could see it was like tossing back and forth. That was pretty crazy. That crate was wild. I had exactly what I wanted, and I just fell down. I don't know what was going on, but
Yeah, I did
it is
end
what
up
it is.
noticing that. I figured that you did end up falling down, unfortunately, but which again kind of helped Grub take the lead on top of just straight up better RNG. But yeah, it was a good close race up to that point, and then Grub, like you mentioned, the ledge warp not working.
Yeah, did it? What went wrong? I thought it was gonna
You
work.
grabbed it. You unmorphed like a frame too early for the thing.
Oh,
But
at
you
the very
had the
end.
ledge warp at the very end. You had the
Oh,
ledge
okay.
warp, but you
That's okay. Yeah.
unmorphed like as you were jumping instead of as you were in the air. So you failed the ledge warp, but you had it.
Oh, okay.
You had it.
Okay, I tried. Yeah, I learned that like 3 days ago, so I had to
Yeah,
go for it.
that's tough. I had my best ledge warp ever.
Yeah, you
I
got a
got it
first try
first
ledge
try.
warp.
I
Yep.
was able to get through the door without having to open it again. Like that all went perfect.
Yeah, and again, that was just at that point, especially because at that point, because you both got drawed, you both had could keeps up to the ice semi, all that. It was about the point from the ledge warp on where actually it was more from like it was from the soldier after plasma on where Delusional you started like getting a really comfortable command in lead because you had a really good Golzuna and then unfortunately Grub's Golzuna didn't end up working out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's right. I just kind of
Classic
blocked it from
Golzuna.
memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grub's Golzuna didn't end up working out. He lost the ledge warp, etc. So it was about that point, Plasma Beam on, where you did end up pulling away. But up to that point, again, you guys, phenomenal race, very close. Like I think you'll be hard pressed to find 2 runners in this tournament who are closer matched than the 2 of you. So GG's again. I'm very happy that I was able to do the commentary on it.
Yeah, so am I. I'm glad you stepped up on that. GG's to you.
I wanted to
Yeah,
ask.
no, thanks, Fortify.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to. Live updates in the tournament bracket. Grub, you unfortunately are going to be dropping down into the losers bracket comfort zone, I should say.
Hell yeah.
Where you'll be facing off against the potential winner between Root and Splagoon. What do you have? Do you have like high hopes for either runner? Do you have a runner that you prefer to race against? Because I know if Root hypothetically loses that race, that's like losers bracket semifinals rematch back in the any percent tourney. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
so do you have a runner that you're preferring to see between Root and Splagoon?
we'll just see how it goes. Let it play out by itself. But I think both of them will be fun to play against.
For sure. Definitely will be fun to play. Absolutely, I agree. Root, a very good runner in our premier like girl runner. You know what I mean? Like Root is amazing, and she's definitely a strong runner in AB and MG as well. Splagoon as well too. I'm looking forward to that race tomorrow. I believe it is tomorrow. And then Delusional, as the winner of this race, you are moving on into round 3 against the potential opponent of B-Dog versus either Van Missa or Metatron. So how do you feel about your upcoming match possibilities?
Well, I mean that's a pretty a wide gap there. It's thinking about what's going on in winners and the way that it's sorted. My work in winners is done. I feel like I came into this match knowing either Grub or I was going to be able to make it, and then we're going to get completely spanked. So I'm happy that I was able to move on. But yeah, for sure, B-Dog is going to be a menace. I'm just gonna. I feel like in that it's going to be like no pressure, no stakes. I just wing it, get a good time, and then go to losers. So,
I mean,
yeah,
never say die, you know.
for sure.
But I appreciate it. I appreciate the candidness, because again, B-Dog is one of the top runners of the game. Doesn't matter what category he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
B-Dog is B-Dog, Mr. Billionaire Dog, if you will. So, that being said, I think I've said all I want to say. I mean, I've gotten you guys' post-match, like what you guys are potentially looking forward to seeing. Then of course I've gotten talked about some of the run. Is there anything else that you potentially wanted to discuss, like over how the run went, or just like final thoughts?
Or did you see that approach to Drog? I don't know whose feed you were looking at. When I went to get the speed keep in the tunnel and like flubbed it and then panicked and like went back
and
then
then
tried to get it again, and then it didn't work, and then I was just like, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna climb, and then that almost like caused that was a disaster.
That was one of the moments that Grub
Oh
did
man,
catch up, because Grub did get the speed keep, and then you both one cycled to Drog,
yeah,
and
that
then
was
both had
fortunate.
perfect Berenia towers. So that was like, it was frames separating you guys at that point. So
yeah, I don't know what
yes.
happened. that part is stressful. I don't usually mess it up, but when it goes wrong, it like really goes wrong.
Yeah,
Ugh.
exactly. Tournament settings, baby, you know?
Yeah.
All right. If you guys would like to follow the runners, these are both very talented runners and very good friends of mine. Feel free to follow the runners. And then I am also in this tournament, and my first match is this Friday, and I'm super excited for it, if you can't tell. So I am also going to be doing that. There is my link, of course. So follow the three of us. This should be looking to be already a very fun tournament. Hopefully, it's just as fun as the Any Percent one was last year. I think that is going to be it. Again, I want to ask you guys, Delusional and Grub, if there's any other final thoughts.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, huge props to Delusional for the way you've been grinding and improving the game recently. Like, you've brought your time down like so quickly in the last month or so, and it's been pretty amazing to watch, dude.
Exponentially, yes. Massive props to you, Delusional.
I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, if that is that's gonna be, looks like that's gonna be it again. GG's, King of Delusion. If you get that reference, please give him a follow. And at that point, that's gonna be it from us over here at Speedgaming. So I hope everyone here has a wonderful rest of their nights, and of course, see you next mission. See you later, everyone.